Hello there again, friends, and welcome back to another video in the series on how to make a Parallax website in WordPress. And in this video, we're going to add two sections. We already have the header section here and then the footer. We're going to add a text section. We can put in some information about our restaurant, and then a section with if you have any other restaurants and link to those pages. So that's what we'll be doing today. So let's get to it. So in our folder file and all these files, we're going to start with Customizer Dot PHP, and let's just continue here above the footer, and we're going to do it in the same section as this one here, the Parallax scroll. So if you go to the back end of a WordPress installation and look at the appearance and customize, so we're going to add on to this section here. So we're going to add down here the section, and the first section is going to be text section, and here we only have normal fields, so we're going to look at how to add like a bigger text field, since it's more text we're going to put in here. And then we're also going to add another section for our restaurants, as I said. All right, so let's get into it. So in our Customizer.php, just before the logo and the last one here in the this section here, Parallax scroll, let's add another comment. Let's just do text section as a comment there, like this, text section. And first let's add a setting, customize, add setting, and let's ID of intro text, and then an array. And in this array we are going to put a default value, and the default value I will put in just some dummy text. So I just go to search on Google lorem ipsum, and this one gives you some dummy text. Right, and let's copy this text, and let's go back to our file and Customizer.php and paste it in there. And then we're also going to put in the name of the theme. Let's copy this one here and paste it in, comma, and then we need a type, and it's going to be theme underscore mod. All right, so this text here is a bit long, so you have to scroll sideways. If you don't want to do that, you can do if you have VS Code, you can do Alt Z, then you make it all so it fits the screen, right? And that's a I think that's a plugin you can install if you want. All right, next let's add the control. So vp underscore customize, add underscore control, and let's use the same intro text, and then an array. And first we're gonna need a label, and the label should be, let's just put in right, let's see, introduction text, maybe introduction text, and then the name of the theme. Oops. Parallax theme like that. Okay, and then maybe a description. Like so. Do a little separation there, and the description maybe just write something cool. Okay, and then need a section, and the section here is the Parallax scroll section. Let's paste that in there, and last thing we need is the priority, and priority for this one should be 8 because the previous one up here is 7. So let's do 8. Okay, and let's see what we got here. Let's save it, and let's go back to our back end. Let's refresh, and let's take a look. So down here we have something, write something cool. Now you can see here it's just a normal text field. All right, so what we need is a text area to make it a little bit bigger so we can see the full text. So what you do is let's go back here to our Customizer Dot PHP, and in the control for our intro text, before the priority, let's add type, and the type here in this case should be a text area. Let's save that. Let's refresh and see what we got. So back to our parallax scroll back, and here you go. You get the text. You can increase it if you want, but this is a little bit easier to read. Okay, now let's add this one to our front end. So let's head back here to front-page.php, and under the header section, I'm going to add a section for the text. So let's make a little comment, and then text section, and then a section with a class of section underscore double underscore restaurant, no restaurants. That's the next section. Text. Okay, like so, and that's that. And then what we need is another class here of just section, like this. And the first thing we need here is a p tag. That's the only thing we need. And then a PHP tag. Let's close it there. Then just echo get theme mod, and we're going to bring in the let's see, we got the I guess we get the intro text there. So let's copy this one here, and let's paste it in, and then let's also do the dummy text that we had. So let's bring that out. So it's this one there, right? And Alt C to fit everything on the screen. All right. So that's that, and then semicolon at the end. Let's save it, and let's refresh. See what we got on the front end. All right. So that's the dummy text. All right. We're going to style that a little bit later, but first let's add the restaurant section here. So let's head back to our Customizer.php, and let's add a new comment under our text section, and this time let's name it restaurants, or restaurant section. Okay, and we're gonna have a background picture, so let's put in another comment for background picture. All right, So let's do the setting for this one. So first you need a VP underscore customize underscore setting, and in this setting we are going to call this ID a restaurant background picture, like this, and then an array, and this array first the default value should be let's see what we have. We got the images here, so let's pick one. Maybe I'm just gonna pick this one here, New York. This one there, it's a background image. So let's close the one down, and so let's see default. Now we need to get template directory URI. So get underscore template underscore directory underscore URI, then append it with the location. So first we are on a root folder and we need to find the img or image folder, and in here we need to find New York .jpg, like so, and then we need the type as usual, and that's as always theme underscore mod. So that's the setting. So let's add a controller. So control, sorry, customize, then add underscore control, and let's copy this ID, paste it in, and then an array. And first we need a label, and in the label here, let's see, let's just do pick the new, so pick the new background on picture, like this, and then name of the theme, which is sorry, yeah, here we go, there we go, paste it in there, and then maybe a section. The section is Parallax scroll. Let's copy paste that, and then in the section we need the settings, where we can find this one. So let's add that to the setting, this one here, and then the priority is 9. Let's say that. Now we need to modify the control a little bit because we need to add a picture. So before we bring in the settings ID, we need to add something called a new WP underscore customize image control, like this, and then it takes in the VP underscore customize, put there, and like this, and then at the end here we need an extra parenthesis. Okay, like this. All right, let's save that, and in our backend let's refresh, and is it or empty includes legal offset typing, is that okay? So let's head back here. Got the add setting. Oh, actually this here needs to be done in the control. Yeah, said put that in the setting, but it's in the control right there. and let's add parentheses and remove one there. Now it should work. Let's refresh and down here, and look at that. Okay, so pick the new background picture. All right. Let's see, something wrong with the image. New, maybe spell New York correctly. It'd be easier to find the image if we do that. So now you get a new background picture here. All right. So let's add that into our front end. So let's go to front-page.php, and under our text section, let's add a new comment with restaurant section. Right, so we need to create a section with a class of section and a class of section restaurants, right? Section restaurants, like this, and that's that. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to add the background picture, and we're going to do it the same way we did with the header image up here. So let's head down here and let's add a style like this. And the style here, we need first background image, and this is a URL. And here let's open up our PHP tags, and then let's close it as well. And it's in here we're going to echo the theme mod. So let's do that. Echo get underscore theme underscore mod, and then we need the restaurant background picture. Let's paste it in, and then maybe the default image. So if you're totally new to this theme, it could be nice to have something to look at. So we need to do the get underscore template underscore directory underscore URI, and let's append it with the location. So in our root, in the image folder, and New York.jpg, and semicolon at the end, and that's that. So let's see, actually we need to do no, this is pretty good, I think. Let's just add a final semicolon here, see what happens. It should be fine. Let's refresh our front end. Okay, right, so we can't see the image yet because we have to style it, but if we look at the inspector, let's see, we need section, restaurant section right there, and you can see the URL here. It takes us to the image, right? So it's there, it's just not visible because we haven't styled it yet. All right, so we will do that soon, but first, before we do that, let's add the other sections, the restaurant. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is we're gonna add a an h2 tag, like so, and we're gonna bring in actually give the user a chance here, an opportunity to choose their own header for this section. So let's go back to our Customizer Dot PHP, and under our background picture, let's add another comment with the title. And in the title, we're just going to use the same thing we did pretty much for the text section. So let's just copy this and paste it in. We're going to change a few things. First of all, we're not going to have the intro text there, right? We're just going to have an ID of title, and the default is not going to be this whole long text, obviously. we just going to have a short title, maybe our restaurants, like this. Theme mod is nice, the name of the theme is right there. And then the control, just change the ID to title. And the label, maybe just put the title of the section here. Name of theme is cool, and then description, put a good title. Put a good title here. And the section is correct. The text area, no, we don't need that. So we can remove the whole type key here, and then the priority should be 10. So let's save that. Let's head back to our back end. Let's refresh, and let's scroll all the way down here. So we get the title section here. Good, good. All right. So let's add that to our front page. All right. So in the h2 tag, let's just do a simple PHP tag and then echo get underscore theme underscore mod. And here we just use the ID of title. And then let's see, we had a default value, our restaurants. And let's paste that in there and semicolon at the end. Let's save it and let's go to our front end and let's refresh. Probably do that. So, all right. So now you can see here we get our restaurants, and you can also see the image popping up here. All right. So far, so good. Now let's add the restaurants. So let's go back to our Customizer Dot PHP, and under the title section, let's add a new comment. This is restaurant 1. Okay. We're gonna make 3 of these. Restaurant 1. Okay, so first we need an image. Okay, so we actually going to do the exact same thing as we did with the background picture. So let's copy this and let's paste it under the restaurant 1 section, like so. Now first thing we need to do is let's change the ID, so restaurant image 1. Then instead of we're gonna use the New York, same here, it's a New York restaurant here. Then we get the theme mod, and then the same here, add controller, image control, and let's change the ID to this, and then for the label, restaurant image 1, let's change that, image 1, and we got the same there. Setting should be changed to this one, and then we got the priority should be 11. So let's save, and let's go to our back end. So refresh, and let's scroll all the way down here, so you get the image 1, restaurant image 1 there. Okay, cool. Now let's go back to our back end. Let's add a little bit more than just the image, right? So we are going to add location. So the location name could be good to know, just New York or Miami and so on. And then we're also going to add a link, so we can if we click on the image, we can go straight to the page for that particular restaurant. So let's do that. So first thing we're gonna do is just do the location, the name. So it's pretty straightforward. We're just gonna do same as the title, and let's go down here. Let's paste it in, and instead of title, let's do restaurant location 1. 1, and the default could be New York. Theme mod and the name theme same, and let's change the control, and then let's change the label. So like location name for the label, and sure we need a description there. Well, okay, let's do it there. So let's it's pretty straightforward, I think. So let's remove. We don't need a description, I think. The section the same. We're gonna add the setting. And the setting should be restaurant image 1. So let's sorry, restaurant location 1, right? Location, come at the end. Let's save it. Let's go and refresh on the back end. All the way down. Location name. Oh, we need to add a priority. So this is this one 11 up here, so 12. Save it again. Parallax scroll. Look at that. All right, we got the location name here, New York. All right, let's add ability to click on the image and take us to the restaurant page. So what you need to do is before you create that, you need to create a page. And I already done that, so I created to New York, and in here just the header is New York, and then lorem ipsum text, and then I have well, that's pretty much it, I would say. Yes, nothing else there. All right, so you need to do that before you add the link in the back end. What you can also do is, I have 3 restaurants, so do 2 more pages, like just like this one, with the location for your other restaurants. So in my case, I have Miami and I have Seoul, South Korea. So that's so do that, and when you've done that, let's go back to the Customizer.php, and in the Customizer.php, let's add drop-down pages. That's the type we're gonna use. So let's do wp_customize, and in this case it should be first add setting, and the ID for this one is restaurant page 1, restaurant underscore page underscore 1, and an array, and the default that's an empty string, because if someone, let's say, downloads your theme, it's a chance that that person hasn't created a page yet. All right, and then it'd be odd if there's no page. All right, so the type is, as always, theme mod. Then let's add a control, so wp_customize, then add control, and then let's see, we need to use the ID here, so let's paste it in, and then an array, and first we need a description. So everyone knows what to do. So choose a page. That's pretty straightforward, I think. Well, in my opinion, at least. And then Under description, we need a section. Let's remove that. Okay, and the section is parallax scroll up here. Paste it in, and under the section, you need to put in the type, and this will give us the drop-down menu that we need. So, in order to get that, we need to put in a drop down, and then the pages. So drop down pages. So this will collect all the pages that we made, and it will put them in a drop down field you can choose from. And then we need the priority as always, like this, and this is priority 13. So semicolon at the end. Let's save that, and let's go back to appearance and customize. And parallax scroll, let's scroll all the way down. We get choose page, and now we can choose a page here. All right, so as I said, the default value is an empty value here. Okay, but we can choose one here. So in our case, first one is New York, so you can choose that if you want. All right, we're gonna add 2 more, so let's do that, and then we'll put it in the front end. So what I'm gonna do is just basically gonna copy what we did here, the whole thing. So the link, and then the location name, and then the image itself. So let's copy, and then below restaurant 1, I'm going to add a comment. Say that's this restaurant 2. Copy it in, and we also need a restaurant 3. So restaurant 3, and paste it in there. Okay, so let's start with the restaurant 2. So let's change the ID from 1 to 2, and here instead of New York, I have an image here called Miami, so I'm going to use the Miami here instead. So let's see, that's Miami. Okay, that's correct. And then down here we need to change the ID from 1 to 2. Then label restaurant image 2. Name of theme is the same, the section is the same, the settings ID is restaurant image 2, and priority should be 14. Okay, so that's the image for that. Now let's head down here to the location. Again, let's just change 1 to 2, and instead of New York, we got Miami. And air control, still need 2 there. Location name can be the same, and section same, setting, change that to 2, and the priority is 15, like so. All right, then let's also change the drop down pages here. So from 1 to 2, default type is the same here, change to 2, description same, section same, type same, priority 16. All right, that's number 2. Let's do restaurant 3. So just simply change this from 1 to 3. Instead of New York, we have 1 image left there, so let's do this one, soul.jpg JPEG there, and type same here. Let's change this one to 3, change this one to 3, and this one there to 3. and I see priority is 17. Same here, location 1, 2, 3, and here it should be Seoul, not New York. And then we get the theme mod there, correct, and then again here change to 3, location name that can be same, section same. Here change that to 3, priority 18, and then for the last one here, let's change again to 3, down here as well to 3, and the priority is 19. Okay, let's save that, and let's see what we have on the back end. So let's refresh. Leave page there, don't need to do anything else, and Parallax scroll. So we got first New York, now we got Miami, and then we got Seoul. All right, now let's bring this in on the front end. So let's go to front-page.php, and the first thing we need to do here is in the restaurant section. Let's head down under the h2 tag, and let's create a new div. Let's just simply call it restaurants, like so. And then in this div, let's create, we're gonna create 3 divs, one for each restaurant. So the first one is restaurants. Let's go 1. And then we're gonna do the same here. So I'm gonna do Control-Shift-D, copy it 1 line down and 1 more time. Then I'm just gonna change the name of the ID, and not 3, 2, and then 3, like this. All right, let's start with the first one. So it's going to be a link, so we're going to wrap everything in an a tag, like so. And in href, let's open up our PHP tags, and let's create a link. All right, so for WordPress, to get a link, it's a function called the permalink, and the permalink, in here we can get the theme mod, and in this theme mod we are going to put in the link for the page there. So that's restaurant page 1, I think. Let's scroll up here, restaurant 1, down here. So we need a page, right? Because that's where it's gonna go. So restaurant page 1, and let's paste it in there. Okay, and now in the a tag we are going to put in an image, like so. And the source for the image is, if we open up our PHP tag, and here's the actual image, right? So we just do echo get underscore theme underscore mod, and we need to get the image. So I think it was restaurant image 1, so that's this one here with the image. Let's copy and paste, and we obviously want the default value. It's get underscore template underscore directory underscore URI, and this was the Miami one. So in the root we need to find the image folder, and then there we need to find the miami.jpg image, like this, semicolon. And also, except for the image, we need the location there, right? So let's do a p tag, and this p tag php tag, and let's echo get theme mod, and this is location. So I think that was restaurant location, restaurant location 1. Let's paste it in there. And the default value here needs to be New York. Like so. Semicolon at the end. So that's that. All right. So what we're going to do is just copy and paste here. It's going to be the same for all of these. So restaurant 2. Let's paste it in there. Instead of page 1, we need 2. Instead of image 1, we're going to do 2. And here it's actually the first one should be New York, right? And down here Miami, and then the location is location 2. And there we go, we need this one there, Miami. Got it backwards. All right, so let's copy and paste. Well, I don't need to copy and paste again. Just paste it in here, and again, let's change that to 3, and down here as well to 3, and then we got Seoul.jpg, and over here change 1 to 3, and instead of New York it's Seoul. All right, that should do it. Let's save that, and let's refresh on our front end. Okay, so now we can see it's not super good looking, but it's there. All right, so we got Seoul, Miami, and New York right there. Cool. Okay, so now next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna style all this. So first, let's style this section here. So let's head back to our style sheet, and let's take care of business. All right. So one thing I gonna change here before we move on, or I change that, is here, restaurant section. I had a class called section here before, but I removed that one. So the only class I'm gonna have here is section __ restaurants. All right. Okay. Now let's go to our style sheet, and let's do it under header right there. And let's right, so let's add a comment, and it's just before our footer. Let's add a comment with sections. So that this is overall styling for us, and any of these sections have a class of section. So in this here, we need everything's going to be text aligned, center, and then the padding should be 50 pixels and 80 pixels on the sides there. Let's hit save and see what that does. Let's close this one off here. Let's refresh, and you got a little section there. It looks a little bit nicer. Now, next thing we need is the text section. So let's do another comment there. Text section. And in this text section, the only thing we're going to do is section _ text, and let's target the p tags, and let's do a letter spacing 1 pixel, and then a line height of 8 pixels. See what that looks like. So let's refresh. That doesn't look that great now, does it? So maybe the line height isn't great. So let's comment that one out, see what it does. Let's refresh there. I think this is a little bit better, right? So let's not do the line height for now. All right, next thing we're gonna do is the restaurant sections. So let's scroll down there, and let's put in. We can remove. Let's remove this one here. All right, and then a new comment there with the restaurant section. Okay, and first thing is class of section restaurant, and here we're gonna set the image first. So the background position, it's center position. All right, and the background size is cover, and then background repeat is no repeat, and the background attachment should be fixed, and the text align should be center, and height should be 100 view height. Okay, let's save that, see what that does. Okay, see this is saved there, right? And let's scroll up. So now you can see here it doesn't look great. So let's change that. Right. So next thing is the h2 tag. So we get the section restaurants and h2, and we need a padding of 30 pixels and the font size a little bit bigger, so 3M, and the letter spacing should be 1 pixel, and let's have a color of a little bit more whitish. So let's refresh that. All right, so now we got that. All right, can see it's parallax there. All right, next let's take care of class of restaurants. So let's see restaurants, and this one needs a little padding of 30 pixels, 20 pixels, 20 pixels, and 20 pixels, and the display should be grid, and grid gap should be 20 pixels. Then align items from the start. Okay, so be from the edge of the line there, and then justify content center, and then grid template areas. So we are going to have 3 areas. They're going to be on the same line here. So first one is restaurant underscore 1. Next is restaurant underscore 2. And restaurant underscore 3. Okay, so that's that. Now let's add these template areas. So below here, let's do restaurants 1. So grid area is restaurant 1. Okay, let's copy these. Okay, and let's change here from 1 to 2. Right there, and change this one to 3, and this one to 3 as well. Let's save it, and let's go back to front end. Let's refresh. See what we got. Okay, still not super great, but we're getting there. We're getting there. All right. So the next thing we need to do is we're gonna target all the links, the A tags. So we are going to do restaurant. One. Okay, I see what we did wrong here as well. Oh, that's nice. Okay. Let's see, A tag, and we're gonna do the same here for all of these. And then we need that. All right, so let's change here to 3. So this 1, 2, and 3. Okay. And they need no text decoration. The decoration of none, color, white, and then the font size should be 2M. And same here, letter spacing 1 pixels. Okay, nice. And then we're gonna do, let's save that. Let's have a look at the front end. Okay, right, so it doesn't show anything yet. We need to set the size of the images there. All right, so let's do that. Let's do the size of the images there first. So we got the restaurant 1 image. Okay, and then let's copy these here, and let's change it from 1 to 2, and this one to 3. Okay, then let's set the width to 400 pixels, and the height 400 pixels. See what that does. Okay, now you see we got the images right there, nicely lined up, and as you can see, it's parallax. Get the parallax effect there. Nice. All right, so one more thing we need to do here. We can do hover effect. So under the A tags right here, let's copy this one here, and what we're gonna do is gonna add hover. Okay, so let's do the first one there. On hover, same thing here, and the same thing here, and the effect there, we're gonna just underline it. So let's do text decoration, underline. Nice. Let's refresh. See what we got. Okay, so when we hover over, we're getting to the correct. Well, let's see underline here when we hover. Right. So now when we hover over, we're not going anywhere. We're going to a blog post. So what we can do here is if we go to the back end, and if we change this to the first one, choose a page. So let's choose New York. Let's publish, and let's refresh. If I click on this one, I will go to New York. You can see the URL there at the bottom corner. Change it to New York. Let's press there, and this is the New York page. All right, so we're gonna style this one a little bit later. So that's that for this video. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next.